So a few weeks ago, I did a simple week. Is that what we called a simple weeknight meal?
Yep.
We did like kind of like what do you do on a Tuesday? What do you do on a Wednesday? When you want
extra stuff you got hanging around.
You know, few ingredients. You want it to be quick. Today I'm going to show you a steak sandwich that is simple, not a lot going on, but a ton of flavor. Definitely perfect for an easy weeknight meal. I'm going to start with tip number one. You've heard me say this one before if you've been watching the show. Instead of a thin steak, get a thick steak. So you don't want to do like one steak per sandwich, like one steak per person. Get a big thick steak, serve it family style. So this is a very thick ribeye. I love the fat. Now I'm going two-stage seasoning here. I'm going to do steakhouse first and be generous because this is a thick cut. Nice, and I mean, it might look like too much. Does it look like too much to you, CJ?
It doesn't look like too much to me, bro.
Because you're a good cook and everyone knows it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm also going to go with some of the blackened. So this is, it's a really great steak seasoning, but it's the activated charcoal that gives it the color. We're going to get that fantastic char, that Maillard reaction. Now my griddle is set to stun. It's smoking hot. That is what we want because we don't want this to be well done. We want this to be nice and beautiful. Medium rare if you really must. We're gonna cook that down pretty much in its own fat. Add a touch of oil if you want, but if your Blackstone is nice and seasoned, you're not gonna have any issues with this sticking. Now it's time to get the rest of it. Let's get to our sauce first. Just like the steak, not a lot of moving parts. I have four ingredients here. I've seen some controversy in the comments, as I'm sure you have, CJ. Mayonnaise and steak. It works. It does work.
It can if it's like the medium, like your base.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, thank you. Caveat. The base of my sauce is going to be mayonnaise, but I'm going to go to Flavor Town with this. Actually, I'm just going to do this move. I don't want to get mayonnaise in my horseradish.
I do not have an appreciation
for the horseradish?
Horseradish. Prepared
horseradish, mayo, Worcestershire, and lemon juice.
Love it. It's a great combo.
It'll sing a song.
A similar combo.
Yeah.
And it's money.
I may or may not have taken this from your show after you took it from mine first. You know what you should do
at the very end? You brighten it up with that lemon juice.
What, buddy?
Is that a little bit of Blackstone Steakhouse?
Okay. Is that what you want to do?
That's what you should do.
Okay. I approve. I mean, it's not like I was gonna say that. Technically, I did say 4 ingredients. So you're telling me there's a... No.
Precisely.
Wrong show. Last thing I want to do is add a touch of seasoning.
Good idea, dude.
Hey, thanks. Hey, thanks, guy. Now, this is a really versatile sauce. No matter what kind of beef dish you're doing, this sauce is all kinds of money, all kinds of deliciousness. Now, the lemon juice is going to both give us a bit of acidity, which your palate wants, and beef fat really starts to break against acidity, which is great. It also is going to thin it out a bit, so you see we're in a bit more of a sauce lane.
Not so much a spread.
Right. Now, like the mayo would have been a spread. Adding the lemon juice here and the prepared horseradish, say that 5 times real fast, has a bit of consistency to it as well. Oh.
Yep.
But we're in the middle of filming. Just reach your finger in there. Just because we're friends. What else will we do? I have an onion.
Is it time to flip yet?
No, it doesn't sound like it.
Huh.
Doesn't sound like it yet. Beef fat starts to make this sound. It says, flip me.
I'm on the box.
Oh, dang it, wrong show. I've got a little bit of sweet onion. I'm going to do a little julienne here. Just a little slice, a little cut.
Caramelized onions and beef, bro.
There, see? You knew where I was going.
Exactly.
There is something magical about the aroma and flavor of sweet onions cooking in savory beef fat. I mean, it's hard to explain it. So I am going to flip, and hopefully we'll have some of this fat rendered out. Oh, and we do.
Show me.
New area.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we're talking about. This is why you want that heat setting all the way up, really, really hot, because we get this browning, this Maillard reaction, and that's going to be the star of the show. However, look at this. All of this fat. See all this?
The co-star.
Beef flat, you know, or beef fat. Let's throw our onions right down in that. Now, something else that happens with beef, the protein will leave behind, it'll stick a little bit, and that's called fond. And it's the caramelized proteins, which are loaded with flavor, are still down. Now, I don't typically do this, because I heard CJ complaining about it the other day. Just a touch of water on my onions, not because I want to steam them. A little bit. You saw how little that was?
Very little.
Very little. Only because I want to bring up, watch, All this stuff from the steak. Those are little bits of seasoning. All the crunchy goodness that was sitting there. That's my seasoning. So I don't even need to season my onions.
No oil.
Nope.
The seasoning and the fat from the steak.
Beef fat and that leftover seasoning from the steak. All right. So now you know what we gotta do, CJ?
Chill.
Nothing. I mean, I guess we could use a bread knife, cut up a couple of hoagies, make 2 sandwiches. A soft bread is good here. But other than that, we just gotta wait. We just gotta wait. Once that steak is exactly where we want it, we're gonna pull it off and let it rest. You do want to let this rest, but I'm gonna show you a trick for what to do with all those juices if you get impatient. But I do want to toast these buns, these rolls. Let's go ahead and slide our onions off to the slightly cooler side, and let's add our bread to start toasting. Now, once we've rested, here we are. This is what we're left with. Now, just for fun, let's cut right down the middle. You don't want to serve a giant steak on the sandwich.
It's
but,
tough to...
Oh, beauty. See what we're working with here?
Seeing it.
That's what I'm talking about. This is the magic of cooking a much larger steak versus a tinier steak. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna cut it up into smaller pieces. Again, don't do it first. CJ, we did a steak tips,
bites.
what do we call it? Steak bites.
Yep.
Steak bites video. This is a great technique for that. If you wanted, you could stop right here and have steak bites. But you wouldn't wanna cut up the steak really tiny to begin with, because then you're just gonna have everything overcooked, and that's not bueno.
It seems convenient, but you lose in the long run.
100%. This little bit is gorgeous, as is. So cut all of that up. We're gonna pull the bread off, and let's make 2 little piles here. We're gonna add our cheese to start melting over that beautiful, beautiful beef. Now it's time to build. Let's put some of our sauce, some arugula, some onions, some steak, my friends. Like, this is the part of the magic trick where people at home don't realize how simple everything was, because they look at this finished thing like, oh my goodness, this is not a Tuesday evening. This is a restaurant. What am I, someone's restaurant in their backyard?
Yep.
I don't think I mentioned it. Not beard friendly. Oh yeah.
Like, this is insane.
Well, I mean, okay. I didn't say it was a clean Tuesday night.
Yeah.
I didn't say you might need a bath after. Oh.
Good.
But I mean,
night.
all the
Yep.
yeses. I'm gonna get down on this. Here we go.
Yeses.
Oh, yeah, not clean, man. I'm not making
That's
this around.
perfect.
It's so good. You want one?
Yeah.
This is a phone.
All right.
Here's the thing. A lot of savory going on. I didn't mention it earlier. Arugula, if you've never had it, it's a very peppery green. It has a lot of savory flavor. That umami bomb of a sauce, savory flavor. That double seared steak, the Vermont cheddar, it's awesome.
It's a perfect combination of
So
flavors.
good, so good. Hey, and you finally get to eat on my show.
Yeah.
Here, you want to clean your
Yeah.
hands off before you grab a camera?
Yep.
There you go.
There.
Don't you know that we're best friends? There you go. So this is a fun one. Things to take away. Technique to take away. Thick steak so that when you cut it later, you can still have that medium rare, but get that second sear. Super fun. Cut up your steak into bits like this for a steak sandwich, because you know that it's the worst thing, CJ? You go to a restaurant, you order a steak sandwich, it's gorgeous. You take that bite and like
And
half
it
of it,
all
yeah,
comes out?
awful.
Yep.
This, little nibs. Plus when they fall off, because you overfilled your sandwich,
Yep.
you get little treats.
It happens.
There you go. All right. That is fun. What did I call it? Easy weeknight meal?
Yeah.
I hope so. Let me know down in the comments. Would you like to see more weeknight meals? More simple, quick ones. I mean, there's nothing simple about this. Let's just be real. This is amazing. It's phenomenal.
Simple in technique, but extraordinary in flavor.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you all so much for hanging out. If you haven't yet, click the subscribe button if you're down on YouTube. If you're down on YouTube.
If you're
down,
with
you know, with OPP. Click the subscribe button. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you want to see. It's all the umami.
Yep.
Thank you so much for hanging out is what I'm trying to say. This is Cook, Eat, Repeat, where we like to help you become a better cook one recipe at a time. I'm your host, Chef Nathan Lippy, and I'll see you all in the next episode. If I can grab that last little, yeah, that's it. Bye.